February 16th, 1942. Keppel Harbour, Singapore. 11 a.m. The air is a toxic, unbreathable shroud of burning oil, cordite, and death. Captain Orita Zenji of the Imperial Japanese Navy stands on the dock. He is a victor. All around him is the proof. The great 18-inch guns of the impregnable fortress are silent, pointed the wrong way, useless. The British Union Jack is gone. The rising sun hangs, limp and arrogant, in the humid air. This is not just a victory. It is an annihilation. Over 100,000 Allied soldiers are being marched, their heads bowed to the living grave of Changi Prison. The harbor, the greatest naval base in Southeast Asia, is now the linchpin of the new Japanese empire. It is Sayonanto, light of the South. It is invincible. The war in this part of the world is over. 6 weeks later, a hot, chaotic, fly-blown office in Calcutta, India. Major Ivan Lyon, 27, of the Gordon Highlanders, slams his hand on a map. "I'm going back." The British staff officer, a man from a different world, just stares at him. "Back? Lyon, don't be absurd. Singapore is a fortress. It's 2,000 miles away. You'd need a bloody fleet to even look at it." Ivan Lyon is not a staff officer. He is a survivor. He is one of the few men who escaped Singapore in its dying days. He had commandeered a small, rickety boat called the Sederhani and sailed it, with a handful of other men, 700 miles across the Indian Ocean to safety. He is haunted by the failure. He is haunted by the arrogance of the victory he just witnessed. "No, sir," Lyon says, his voice a low, intense rasp. "You don't need a fleet. You need the opposite of a fleet." He taps the map. "I know that harbor. I know the smell of it. It's busy. It's full of local traffic. Junks, prahus, coastal traders, fishing boats, they pass in and out all day, the Japanese sentries. They're conquerors. They don't look at them. They're just native trash." Lyon leans in. "We don't go in with guns blazing. We don't go in as soldiers. We go in as fishermen." The staff officer laughs. A short, sharp bark. "A fishing boat? To attack Keppel Harbour? Lyon, that is the most ridiculous, suicidal, that is the most Australian idea I have ever heard." Though Lyon was British, his plan had the sheer, reckless audacity that would come to define his new, secret unit. The plan is insane. It is dismissed, but Lyon does not give up. He spends weeks scouring the filthy, silt-choked docks of Calcutta. He is hunting. And then he finds it. It is a wreck, a derelict, 70-foot Japanese fishing boat seized by the British in 1941. Its name is the Kofuku Maru. Good fortune. It is everything he needs. It is slow. Its maximum speed a 6-knot crawl. It is filthy. Its timbers permanently soaked in fish oil and diesel. It is insignificant. It is perfect. Lyon requisitions the boat. He has it taken to Australia. He is now part of the new, highly secret Allied Z Special Unit, a commando force under the Special Operations Executive. He needs a crew for his ridiculous idea. He doesn't want parade ground soldiers. He needs men who are different. Bushmen. Sailors. Men who are tough, independent, and just slightly mad. He finds his skipper, Lieutenant Ted Carse, a grizzled 41-year-old officer of the Royal Australian Naval Volunteer Reserve. Carse is a yachtsman, a man who understands the sea, a man who knows how to make a boat obey. He finds his commandos, 10 Australians, men like Corporal Papa Morris, able seaman Boof Houston, and able seaman Taffy Morris. Tough, wiry, laconic men who have never seen a parade ground. The final team, 14 men, 4 British, 10 Australian. Their mission, Operation Jaywick, they train in secret. In the crocodile-infested waters near Cairns. They are not just training for combat. They are training for deception. They practice for hours in flimsy, 18-foot folding canoes called full boats. They practice for hours with their primary weapon, the Limpet mine. It is a small 10-pound dome of high explosive. It is not a weapon of force. It is a weapon of stealth. It is attached by powerful magnets, by hand, to the hull of a ship. Below the waterline, its fuse is a pencil of glass, filled with acid, which slowly eats through a wire. It is silent, it is patient, and it is lethal. The Kofuku Maru is given a new name. It is rechristened the MV Krait, after the small but deadly Asian snake. The men prepare their disguises. They will not be soldiers. They will be performers. They brew vats of dark, greasy, brown dye. They must stain their skin every day to pass as local Malay fishermen. They pack sarongs. They pack 2.5 tons of fishing nets. They pack bags of rice and a wok for the deck. And, as a final, brilliant piece of theater, they nail a small wooden plaque, a blessing written in Japanese, to the mast. The plan is finalized. It is, by every military standard, a 4,700-mile round-trip suicide mission. A 70-foot fishing boat with 14 men is going to sail 2,300 miles through the entire Japanese-controlled Indonesian archipelago into the most heavily guarded harbor on Earth to attach bombs by hand and sail 2,300 miles back. August 8th, 1943. Cairns, Australia. The 14 men, in shorts and ragged shirts, board the Krait. They look like they're going on a weekend fishing trip. The ridiculous plan is in motion. September 2nd, 1943. The Lombok Strait, Indonesia, 14:00 p.m. The heat is a physical, wet blanket. The MV Krait, its single-cylinder diesel engine thumping a slow, steady thump, pause, thump, crawls at 6 knots. On its deck, 14 men are not just in disguise. They are inhabiting a role. Their skin is no longer white. It is a deep, streaky walnut brown, dyed with a foul-smelling concoction. They are bare-chested, wearing only filthy sarongs. Their hair is matted with grease. They are deliberately, disgustingly dirty. This is Operation Jaywick's only defense. They are invisible because they have become invisible. Major Ivan Lyon stands at the tiller. He is no longer a major. He is a Malay fisherman. He squints, his eyes scanning the horizon. For 2 weeks, they have sailed. 2 weeks of agonizing. 6-knot slowness. 2 weeks of choking on the smell of their own disguise. Diesel, fish oil, unwashed bodies, and the constant pungent aroma of the rice and dried fish they cook on the open deck walk. Lieutenant Ted Carse, the Australian skipper, is below, nursing the ancient, temperamental Gardner engine. Every thump of that engine is, to him, a miracle. If it fails, they are not just stranded. They are dead. Papa Morris, one of the Australian commandos, is doing what he is supposed to be doing. He is fishing. He has a line over the side. This is not for show. It is for survival. Boat, Taffy Morris whispers, his voice low. Lyon doesn't flinch. He doesn't grab a weapon. The Krait's only heavy armament, 2 Vickers machine guns, are hidden under piles of fishing nets. To reveal them is to die. He just squints. It is a Japanese patrol boat. A Type 4 Kusente, fast, gray, and bristling with cannons. It is 500 yards off the port bow, and it is closing. This is the moment. The ridiculous idea is about to be tested. Don't look, Lyon mutters in Malay. Fish, cook, do not look, Kanga Riley. In the script for the Syria-Lebanon campaign was a fictional character. These men are real, and they are performing for their lives. Kars comes on deck, scratching his bare, brown-stained belly. He yawns, as if bored, and gives the patrol boat a lazy, indifferent glance. The other men do not look up. They are mending nets. They are gutting the fish Papa just caught. They are, beneath notice, the Japanese patrol boat slows. The tension is so thick, the commandos can taste the copper in their mouths. A Japanese officer, in a crisp, white uniform, raises a pair of binoculars. He sees exactly what he is supposed to see. A filthy, local tub, stinking of fish, its engine thumping, its decks cluttered with native trash. He lowers the binoculars. He barks an order. The patrol boat speeds up, its wake churning, and passes them without a second glance. Lyon lets out a breath he has been holding for 5 minutes. The lie works. They are now in the Lombok Strait. This is the gateway. This is the choke point, the front door to the Japanese Empire, guarded by shore batteries and airfields. They are sailing in broad daylight, past the main Japanese naval base. They are a ghost hiding in plain sight for another week. They crawl north. They sail through the Java Sea, a 2,000-mile-long gauntlet. They are buzzed by a Japanese Dyna reconnaissance plane. They wave at it. It ignores them. They are a fish, swimming in a sea of sharks, pretending to be just another fish. September 18th, 1943. The Riau Archipelago. They have made it. They are now in the maze of 1,000 small, uninhabited islands just 50 miles south of their target. Singapore. Kars finds the perfect hiding place, a small, jungle-choked, uninhabited island called Pulau Panjang. He steers the Krait into a hidden cove, overhung with mangrove trees. He cuts the engine. The thump-pause thump that has been their heartbeat for 41 days stops. The silence is deafening. They are in the dragon's lair. Lyon gathers the 6-man raiding party on the deck. The Krait will go no further. Its job is done. It is too big, too slow. It will wait here, hidden, for their return. The attack will be made by canoe. Lyon, along with Lieutenant Donald Davidson, able Seaman Houston, and 3 other commandos, begins to assemble the full boats. They are toys. They are collapsible canoes made of wood, canvas, and rubber. They are 18 feet long. They are about to paddle 50 miles into the most heavily fortified port in the world, which is lit by searchlights, guarded by patrol boats, and protected by a submarine boom. As night falls, Lyon checks his gear one last time. His canoe, the A-boat, his camouflage-dyed uniform, his cyanide pill sewn into the collar of his shirt, and the Limpet mines. He holds one. It is a 10-pound disc of TNT. He's going to paddle this in a canvas boat. right up to a 10,000-ton Japanese tanker, and stick it on with his bare hands. "Right, lads," Lyon whispers, his voice the only sound in the humid, insect-filled night. No turning back. The 6 men in 3 tiny, fragile canoes slide into the black water. They dip their paddles. They vanish into the mangrove swamp. They are now ghosts. September 24th, 1943. 03 Zaos AM. The Singapore Strait. The water is a sheet of black glass, reflecting the cold, distant stars. The only sound is the rhythmic, almost silent drip, drip, drip from 6 paddles. Major Ivan Lyon is in agony. His shoulders are a knot of fire. His hands are raw, blistered, and bleeding. For 5 nights, they have done this, paddled all night, in 18-foot canvas boats against the treacherous, fast-moving tides, and hidden all day, crammed under mangrove roots on fly-infested, uninhabited islands, their bodies baking in the 110-degree humidity. They have eaten nothing but hardtack and pemmican, a brick of dried meat and fat. Their mouths dry, their thirst a constant, dull torment. But now, they are here, ahead. In the darkness is a shadow, a long, low, menacing line. It is the submarine boom gate, the front door to Keppel Harbour. And sweeping, back and forth, in a slow, relentless, mechanical rhythm, is the eye. A single 1,000-watt searchlight, mounted on a guard tower. "Hold," Lyon whispers, his voice a dry croak. The 3 canoes, A, B, and C, raft up, bobbing in the swell. They are 200 yards from the gate. They can hear the thrum, thrum, thrum of a patrol boat engine somewhere inside the harbor. They are 6 men in canvas boats with 10-pound bombs trying to break into a fortress. Lyon checks his watch. 9:03:15 a.m. "Right," he whispers. "The tide is turning. It's now or never. We go with it, fast and silent. No, splashing. The plan is not to go through the gate. It is to go around it, through a 50-yard gap of dark, treacherous water between the end of the boom and the shore. A boat, follow me." Lyon and his partner, Lieutenant Davidson, dip their paddles. The canoe surges forward. They are in the gap. They are committed. The searchlight begins its sweep back. "Stop paddling." Lyon breathes. They freeze. The tide is pulling them. Fast. The beam of light, a solid, white, terrifying wall, begins to move across the water. It is 100 yards away. 70. 50. Kanga Riley, in the fictional Syria campaign, faced tanks. Lyon is facing a light. The beam hits the water 20 feet from their canoe. Lyon can see the individual barnacles on the boom net piling. He is illuminated by the reflected glare. He does not move. He does not breathe. He has trained his mind to become invisible. The light passes over them. A second of pure, agonizing suspense. No shout, no alarm, no machine gun. The beam continues its sweep. "Paddle," Lyon orders. They are in. They have passed the dragon's teeth, and the sight that greets them stops their hearts. It is not a dark, sleeping harbor. It is a city of steel. It is 03:30 a.m. But Keppel Harbour is lit up like a Christmas tree, floodlights, arc lights, the glow of welding torches. The Japanese are running the port 24 hours a day, and it is full. Ship after ship after ship, tankers, their decks low in the water, heavy with oil, freighters, their holds packed with war material, troop transports. It is a target, beyond their wildest dreams. "My God," Davidson whispers, It's all of them. Split up. Lyon orders. This is the plan. The 3 canoes separate. Each has its targets. Go. Hunting. Lyon and Davidson paddle. Their movements now slow, deliberate. They are no longer raiders. They are just shadows. They look like a piece of drifting flotsam. They glide past the stern of a destroyer. They can hear the Japanese sailors talking on the fantail. They can smell their cigarettes. They are invisible. Lyon spots his first target. A big one. A 10,000-ton freighter. The Taiyan Maru. Easy, he breathes. Easy. He steers the flimsy canvas canoe right up to the 40-foot-high steel cliff of the ship's hull. The ship is a wall of black, weeping rust. This is the moment, Davidson. The number 2 unclips the first limpet mine. It is heavy, awkward. Right, he whispers. He leans out of the canoe. He holds the 10-pound bomb in his hand. He reaches. His hand, with the mine, goes under the black, oily water. He's feeling for a smooth plate. He finds it. He presses the mine against the hull. The clack of the magnet seating on the steel is the loudest sound Lyon has ever heard. It echoes. It sounds, to him, like a hammer blow. They both freeze. They look up. A sentry, 50 feet above them, walks to the rail. He looks down into the darkness. He sees nothing. He lights a cigarette. He turns. He walks away. Davidson is already working. He is not a soldier. He is a mechanic. He pulls the pencil fuse, the glass vial of acid. He breaks it. He shoves it into the mine's detonator well. The fuse is set. The acid is now eating. Eating at the wire. They have 2 hours. Move, Lyon orders. They paddle. 100 yards down the hull. They do it again. Clack. They break the fuse. They do it a 3rd time. Clack. 3 mines. 30 pounds of high explosive, stuck to the guts of the Taiyan Maru. They move. They find another ship. A tanker. The Tango Maru. Clack. Clack. They are a factory of destruction. In 90 minutes, the 6 men, in their 3 canvas boats, have planted over 20 limpet mines on 7 different Japanese ships. Lyon checks his watch. 04:45 a.m. The first hint of gray is in the eastern sky. The pencil fuses are burning. The city of steel is a time bomb. Out. Lyon whispers. Paddle. Paddle like your lives depend on it. Because they do. They are no longer hunters. They are prey. They race, their arms burning, back towards the boom. The harbor is waking up. The searchlight is still sweeping. They do not go around the boom this time. They are out of time. They paddle, bold as brass, straight for the patrol boat guarding the gate. They paddle past it, 50 yards away, just 2 more logs in a sea of debris. The sentry does not even look. The 6 men slip back into the darkness of the Riau archipelago. They are exhausted. They are bleeding. They are victorious. They have paddled 50 miles. They have infiltrated a fortress, and they have just disappeared. They have left their silent, magnetic, 2-hour gifts ticking. September 26th, 1943. 07 a.m. A staff office, Keppel Harbour, Singapore. Captain Orita Zenji is sipping his morning tea. The air is still hot and humid. It is another day of victory. Another day of managing the endless, predictable flow of oil, rubber, and troops that feeds the victorious empire. He is reviewing shipping manifests. The Tayan Maru, the Tango Maru. They are loaded. They are scheduled to sail for Japan at 8:12 a.m. The war is a matter of paperwork. 7:15 a.m. The first explosion is not a sound. It is a feeling. It is a low, dull, deep in the chest whump that shudders the concrete floor of his office. His teacup rattles. Orita Zenji freezes. That was not a drill. That was not a dropped whoom. This one is louder. It is a massive, hollow, tearing sound. The windows of his office bulge inward, then shatter. He is on his feet, his mind racing. Air raid? He runs outside, strapping on his officer's cap. He hears nothing. No air raid sirens. No drone of B-24s. No anti-aircraft fire. Just silence. And then the harbor explodes. Whump, whoom, whump, boom. It is a chain reaction. 6, 7, 8 explosions, all within 2 minutes. He runs to the key, and his mind breaks. It cannot process what he is seeing. The invincible harbor is a scene of total, impossible chaos. The Tayan Maru, the 10,000-ton freighter he had just signed off on, is gone. Its back is broken. It is split in two. Its cargo of war materials and the bow section, pointing to the sky as it sinks, gurgling, into the deep water channel. The Tango Maru, the massive, vital oil tanker, is on fire. A colossal pillar of black. Roiling smoke is climbing 1,000 feet into the sky. Its stern is underwater. The Limpet mines, placed with precision, have ripped open its engine room and its fuel bunkers at the same time. It is a volcano of burning oil. Men are screaming. Sailors are leaping from the decks of burning ships, their bodies on fire. Orita Zenji, his face pale, his mind screaming submarine, air attack, scans the sky. Nothing. He scans the harbor entrance. Nothing. The boom is intact. The patrol boats are belatedly speeding around, their sirens blaring like frantic, stupid insects. Report, he screams at an aide. Sir, we don't know. The Hakusan Maru, it is sinking. The Shofuku Maru, it is on fire. It is a massacre. There is no enemy. There is only destruction. In 15 minutes, 38,000 tons of vital, irreplaceable Japanese shipping, 7 ships, are either at the bottom of the harbor, on fire, or crippled. The Japanese High Command is in a state of shrieking panic. It is the single greatest act of sabotage in their history, and it has happened in their most secure port. By 10 a.m., the Kempeitai, the dreaded secret police, are on the scene. They are not looking for submarines. They are looking for traitors. This could not be an outside attack. It was impossible. The boom was intact. The airfields were silent. Therefore, it was inside an admiral, his face the color of ash, stands with Orita on the dock, watching divers descend into the oily water. A diver surfaces. He is holding a piece of twisted magnetic metal. It is the unexploded casing of a British-made Limpet mine. The admiral's blood runs cold. Sabotage, he whispers. His mind, poisoned by arrogance and paranoia, does not go to a 70-foot fishing boat from Australia. It goes 5 miles to the gates of Changi prison. It was the prisoners, he hisses. The Allied prisoners. They They have a network. They must have been aided by the locals, the Chinese. A new, colder, more sinister war is about to begin. The order is given. Find them. Find the traitors. Find everyone. The Kempeitai spread out into the city. They begin the double 10th incident. They will arrest, torture, and execute hundreds of innocent local civilians and Allied prisoners for a crime they did not commit. They are hunting for ghosts. September 26th, 1943, 7:15 a.m. A mangrove-choked inlet, 50 miles south of Singapore. Ivan Lyon, his body covered in suppurating, infected mosquito bites, is trying to filter muddy water through a piece of cloth. He and his 5 men are alive. They have been paddling for 2 days, hiding, starving, their nerves shredded. They are waiting for dark. They are waiting to make the final 30-mile paddle back to the Krait, and then they hear it. It is not a sound they can hear. It is a sound they feel. Through the mud, through the water, through the roots of the mangroves. A low, distant, 50-mile-away thud. And another. Thud, thud, thud. The sound of their pencils breaking. The sound of their gifts being delivered. Lyon does not cheer. He does not smile. He just closes his eyes. He has no idea what he has hit. He has no idea if it worked. He only knows the alarm is raised, and he is 50 miles inside the dragon's lair. Right, he whispers, his voice a rasp. Let's go home. September 29th, 1943. The rendezvous point. Pulu Panjang, Ted Kars, the Australian skipper, is checking the Krait's engine for the 40th time. He and the other 8 men have been waiting, in silence, for 10 days. Every thump of a patrol boat engine, every drone of a Japanese plane, has been an agony. They are supposed to be here. The raiders, they are late. Are they alive? Are they captured? Are they being tortured? He has orders. If the raiders do not return, he is to sail home. He is to abandon them. Boat, Papa Morris whispers from his post in the mangrove branches. Kars's heart stops. He raises his binoculars. It is a canoe, a flimsy, gray, canvas canoe, and in it are 2 skeletons, 2 brown-stained, bearded, half-dead skeletons, their paddles rising and falling in a slow, agonizing rhythm. It is Lyon. Kars and the men wade into the water. They don't make a sound. They half carry, half drag Lyon and Davidson from the canoe. Lyon's lips are cracked. He is 30 pounds lighter than when he left. He collapses on the Krait's deck. He looks up at Kars. He is too weak to speak. He just nods, one by one. The other 2 canoes return. All 6 are alive. All 6 are back. They have done it. They have achieved the impossible. But they are 2,300 miles from home. They are 2,300 miles inside a very angry beehive. And they are in a 70-foot, 6-knot fishing boat. September 30th, 1943. Operation Jaywick AM. Aboard the MV Krait. Somewhere in the Riau archipelago, the Krait is moving, but it is not sailing. Paddles, Lieutenant Ted Kars whispers. The order is redundant. 14 men, their bodies aching, are dipping heavy, muffled paddles into the black, oily water of the mangrove swamp. The 70-foot boat is being moved by hand, inch by agonizing inch. The thump-pause thump of the Gardner diesel engine is gone. That sound, their friend for 41 days, is now their enemy. It is a signal. It is a death warrant. Ivan Lyon, his body racked with fever, lies on the deck, his ear pressed to the wood. He is listening. Listening. For the hunters. The beehive is not just angry. It is swarming. For the last 48 hours, they have been trapped, hiding in their mangrove-choked cove, as the Japanese Navy, in a state of blind, shrieking panic, tears the archipelago apart. They have heard them, the thrum, thrum, thrum of patrol boat engines, just miles away. The high-pitched, angry drone of reconnaissance planes, crisscrossing the sky. The Japanese are not looking for a 70-foot fishing boat. They are looking for a fleet. They are looking for a submarine. They are hunting a phantom. And in doing so, they are creating a net that is, by pure chance, almost certain to catch the Krait. Engine, Lyon whispers. Major. Kars whispers back. It's suicide. They'll hear it. They'll find us if we stay here. Lyon counters, his voice a dry rasp. They're searching. They'll search every inlet. Our only chance is to be where they're not. In the open sea, hiding in plain sight. As a fishing boat, it is the ridiculous idea all over again. But this time, it's not an advance. It is an escape. Start her up, Kars orders. The crew braces, their hands on their hidden weapons. The ancient diesel engine coughs, sputter, chug. And then, the familiar, comforting, terrifying, thump, pause, thump. The sound, in the pre-dawn silence, feels as loud as a cannon. Kars steers the Krait out of the mangroves, back into the main shipping channel. They are out. October 3rd, 1943. The Java Sea. The lie is failing. The disguise, their only armor, is wearing thin. It is no longer 1942. The Japanese sentries are no longer the arrogant, lazy victors. They are jumpy. They are panicked. The explosions in Singapore have sent a shockwave of terror and paranoia through the entire 2,000-mile chain. Everything is now a suspect. A Japanese patrol boat, the same kind that had ignored them on the way in, spots them. It does not pass by. It alters course. It is coming. Fast. Right, lads, Lyon says, his voice flat. He is standing at the tiller, a filthy sarong tied around his waist, his skin stained dark brown. This is it. Do not, I repeat, do not touch the guns. Not until I give the word. The 14 men? Skeletal. Their bodies covered in infected sores and boils from a month of filth and vitamin deficiency. Lounge on the deck. They are performing. Papa Morris is, once again, mending a net. Taffy Morris is, once in, cooking a piece of fish over the wok. The smoke and the stench, vital to the disguise. They are 14 commandos, armed to the teeth with Sten guns and cyanide pills, pretending to be lazy, half-witted fishermen. The patrol boat cuts its engine 50 yards away. It drifts. A Japanese officer, his hand on his holstered Nambu pistol, screams at them in Japanese. Lyon, who does not speak a word, just smiles. A blank, obsequious, stupid smile. He shrugs. He points at the fish. He speaks in Malay. The officer is furious. He is looking for spies. He is looking for saboteurs. He is looking at trash. He can smell them from 50 yards. The stink of fish oil, diesel, and unwashed bodies, cultivated for 50 days, is so profound, so disgusting, that it is convincing. No soldier would choose to be this. No saboteur could be this. He spits a final curse. He barks an order. The patrol boat's engine roars. It turns and speeds away. Its commander, frustrated, still hunting for the real enemy, the submarine that had just passed him. Stinking of fish, Lyon leans against the mast, his knees weak. The ridiculous idea has held. But he knows. They cannot do this again. October 10th, 1943. The Lombok Strait. They are home. They are at the front door. They just have to get out. But the door is now locked. The Japanese, in their paranoia, have doubled the patrols in the Lombok Strait. They know the enemy came from the south. We can't do it, Ivan. Kars says, his face grim. He and Lyon are huddled over the damp, salt-stained chart. We can't run the strait, not in daylight. And at night, with this current. We'll be on the rocks in an hour. Then we wait. Lyon says, wait, here. We have 3 days of water left. We are out of food. The men, they're on their last legs. Papa has dysentery. Taffy. He's delirious. He's got malaria. The crew is breaking down. The 50-day voyage, the lack of food, the constant 24-hour tension, the filth. It is killing them. We wait, Lyon insists, his voice a low, iron rasp. For a storm. For cover. As if in a prayer. The sky, for the first time in a month, darkens. The barometer is dropping. A tropical squall, fast and violent, is bearing down on them. It is salvation. Right, Kars says, a wild, desperate grin on his face. We'll run it, full bore, in the teeth of the bloody storm. As the first fat drops of rain begin to hiss on the deck, Kars shoves the throttle of the Gardner engine to its absolute limit. The Krait lurches. Thump pause thump becomes thump 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 thump. The little boat, its engine screaming in protest, is now doing a suicidal, terrifying 7 knots. She punches out of the cove, into the strait. At the exact moment the squall hits, the world vanishes. There is no up. There is no down. There is only a 40-foot wall of horizontal, white water. The Krait, a 70-foot shallow draft boat, is now in a 30-foot sea. She is climbing. She climbs a wave. Her bow pointing to the sky hangs there for an agonizing, impossible second, and then falls. She plunges into the trough, a crash of water that sweeps the deck, tearing a crate of nets from its lashings. Hold on, Lyon screams, lashing himself to the tiller. The men are no longer soldiers. They are just ballast. They are clinging to the rails as the Indian Ocean tries to tear them from the boat. For 8 hours, they do not sail. They survive. They are at the mercy of the storm and of the engine. If the Gardner falters, for 1 second, if it swallows water, the boat will broach, it will be rolled, and it will sink in 30 seconds. Kars, the Australian yachtsman, is in his own personal hell. He is inside the engine room, in 140-degree heat. He is literally hugging the engine, shielding its air intake with his own body, feeding it diesel by hand as the boat tries to tear itself apart around him. And then, after an eternity, the wind drops. The sea calms. They are through. The storm has masked them. It has driven every Japanese patrol boat, every plane, back to port. They are in the Indian Ocean. They are free. October 19th, 1943. Exmouth Gulf, Australia. They are a ghost. A signalman at the remote, Allied pot-shot naval base is staring. He is rubbing his eyes. He is looking at a Japanese fishing boat. A Japanese fishing boat flying a dirty, tattered Australian flag. He sounds the alarm. 2 RAF boomerang fighters are scrambled, their cannons armed. Lyon sees them. He sees the friendly planes, diving, their wings glinting. Get the bloody flag, he screams. Taffy Morris, his malaria-racked body shaking, scrambles up the mast. He is waving a British naval ensign. They're not stopping. The boomerangs are on their attack run. Kars, in a final, desperate act, grabs the signal lamp. He flashes, his hands shaking. Jaywick, the lead pilot, sees it. He recognizes a code. He doesn't know what it is, but it is not hostile. He waggles his wings. He pulls up. The patrol boat, HMAS Kurang, speeds out to meet them. A young, clean-shaven Australian naval lieutenant, his .45 pistol drawn, looks down in utter, profound disbelief at the 14 skeletons who have just sailed up. They are white men, but their skin is a patchy, diseased-looking brown. They are dressed in rags. They are emaciated. And they are laughing, a horrible, dry, coughing laugh. Lieutenant Ted Kars says, his voice a croak. MV Krait, reporting. Our return, the debriefing, was a fantasy. The Allied command, in their clean, pressed khaki uniforms, could not believe it. 14 men in a fishing boat had just sailed 4,700 miles in 68 days. They had infiltrated the impregnable fortress, and what were the results? Major Lyon? An intelligence officer asks, his pen poised. We are not certain, sir, Lyon says, his voice still weak. We heard the explosions. We think we hit 5, maybe 6 ships. The officer nods, politely. He does not believe a word of it. It is ridiculous. It is not until 3 weeks later, when the ultra code breakers in Bletchley Park, 10,000 miles away, intercept the frantic, high-level coded Japanese traffic, the panic, the Kempeitai tortures, the reports from Singapore to Tokyo, the report from Orita Zenji, the loss of 38,000 tons of vital shipping. The ridiculous idea was not ridiculous. It was the single, most daring, most successful, and most audacious commando raid of the entire Pacific War.